attention grid, all non-essential personnel.
Hello, welcome everyone to day 2 of GPVWC Race of Champions 2020. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. We tried to fix them as fast as we could. We missed like 3 or 4 duels, and right now we're ahead of the second race between Heigo Poom and Chris Butcher. I'm Shimon Frelik. With me is Menno Klont on the cameras.
Hey. Yeah, we had a lot of technical difficulties, but luckily it seems to work now. So we're halfway in the second round,
and they're away.
Yeah, we've got Chris Butcher against Heigo Poom. This is the second race of this duo with Heigo Poom now losing the first round to Chris Butcher, and we shall see what he can do now in his mystery machine.
Chris Butcher got a better start at the beginning.
Yeah.
But we'll see who will have the higher ground on the halfway point. But it looks really close coming out of the final corner.
Yeah.
Butcher has the lead, but it's still close. It can still play out to anyone in this race.
Yeah, we should be reminded that if Heigo wins this, we will have a decider. If he loses this, then Chris Butcher is on to the next round. And who will he face then? Do we already know who will be his opponent if he goes through to the next round?
If Chris Butcher comes through, he will face Frank Hamming. But they're coming now through the final corner, and it looks like Chris Butcher will take it.
Yeah, he
Chris
will take
Butcher,
it. So
with a clean sweep, goes into the quarterfinal and is gonna face Frank Hamming.
And knocks the Estonian right out. But yeah, I think Heigo showed that he was quite fast, and he was in the second round. So I think well done, Heigo. But yeah, Chris Butcher, I think he's how you say it, as a fish into the water. Like he really loves these kind of races, and yeah, he's up to the next round. Well, we're now going to wait for the next two drivers. I've got no idea who that could be.
I'm gonna tell you who it is. It's gonna be Adam Maguire and Deegan Fairclough.
Okay. Interesting.
It's gonna be an interesting matchup. A Super League champion versus Deegan, who was racing in Formula Challenge, and just this year he's signed a contract with Pescara.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting to see.
I think the Super League champion against, I think, one of the biggest talents in the league. I think a lot of people don't know or keep forgetting. I believe Deegan is only 14 years old, and yeah, what he has achieved on his age, then yeah, I think it's really good what he shows. And of course, yeah, maybe he can do a major upset in knocking Adam Maguire out of the Race of Champions. That would be something. But yeah, I think the format and everything could make it happen. I think we will always have a few surprises, and yeah, who knows, maybe Deegan can do it. Just waiting for them to join.
It's the magic of the Race of Champions. Everyone has the same cars, and they're quite unusual because it's a very twisty circuit with a variety of cars. Yesterday we had Radicals. Today we have a Volkswagen Fun Cup car, and
the USF 2000. We've got a NASCAR. We've got a Megane, I believe. Yeah. A lot of different cars, and actually that's something which is cool about the Race of Champions. You need to master all the cars in order to be the champion. You can be unlucky, of course, to get a car that's not suited that good to you. But yeah, what should we say? Yeah.
That's the mistake I made in the first day of Race of Champions. A Radical was my I was performing the least well in that car, and I didn't start practicing until 20 minutes before my matchup, so I kind of threw it off by myself. But today is not about me. Today is about the drivers who went through the first day.
Yeah, let's look a bit back on the rounds we already had. So we already had, I believe the opening round was Sven de Vries against Michael Francesconi. And Sven de
Yeah,
Vries did advance there with a 2-0 win. Then I believe we had Frank Hamming against Darius Andre,
yep,
which Frank Hamming won with 2-0. Then we had Liam Rance against Thomas Harvey, where Thomas Harvey won 2-0. And actually Thomas Harvey will face Sven de Vries in the quarterfinals. And we just saw Chris Butcher winning 2-0 from Heigo Poom. And now Chris Butcher will face Frank Hamming in the quarterfinals. So we don't now know two quarterfinals, and now waiting for the other two quarterfinals to appear.
it's
So
really
yeah,
it's really interesting that the four matchups we got so far today were won by a clean sweep of 2-0.
yeah,
It's there wasn't really a draw for them to go into the third round. Maybe we will see it in this duel if Deegan can get up to par with Adam Maguire's pace, or maybe he'll outpace him. We don't know.
yeah, it's very interesting what will happen. Um, yeah, we shall see. I think we will have some very close battles still. Yeah. Well, also, I want to say we've got one guy that actually was knocked out yesterday. We've got him back. That's Liam De Waal. Can you tell me what's
Yeah.
happened, Simon?
Basically, Patrick Roszak made it through from the first day of Race of Champions, but he unfortunately wasn't able to compete in today's races. That's why uh, the organizers picked Liam De Wall, who was the fastest loser in the first day, which I think it's fair. He was the fastest. He should be the one to get another chance if we need a replacement. So he has a chance to redeem himself after yesterday
Yeah,
from losing to Chris Butcher.
yeah, I agree, and I think Liam would have won a lot of races, but yeah, he came up to Chris Butcher, and yeah, he beat him, I believe, 3-0. So he's again he's there. Let's see if Liam can surprise us with his second chance. The guy is quite lucky, but he needs to go up against Machimlinek, and that will be very interesting. One of the most interesting, I think, second round fights. So yeah, we shall see. I believe.
Yeah, we're now preparing for the start of the first run.
Yeah, first run. I think in 2 minutes we will start. Maybe a bit early. Just waiting for that.
Just waiting for the drivers. I think they still have 1 minute of warm up left for them.
Well, Deegan takes all the time he can have on the track, so that's very good to see. Just
Well,
a bit extra feeling. Oh, actually runs a bit to the wall.
he is the only one to take his time because Adam Maguire has been disqualified from the warm up session.
Yeah.
We don't know why, but
Yeah.
he will not have practice before the races. Maybe that will play in Deegan's side.
Yeah, you would say it could help him a bit, but knowing Adam Maguire a bit myself, I think Adam is did test a lot before starting this race. So I think even without this practice, he's ready to go. But yeah, let's wait for it.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
So yeah, we're through to the race session, and we have 30 seconds for the drivers to line up on the grid spots. Deegan is already on the grid. At least both of them now are on the grid. We're waiting 10 seconds
10 seconds, yeah.
until the lights go out.
So,
And
we'll
it's
see.
1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, and they're off.
Ooh, Mr. Deegan with a
Deegan
much
get-
better start. Ho ho!
Yeah. Adam through the
Yeah,
chicanes, tidy.
that was a pretty fast response time from Deegan. Ho ho! And that could actually help him a lot. Still is pretty close. Works that car.
Adam ahead in the quarter point of the race, but Deegan now has the shorter route.
It's
So we'll see.
halfway when you can see it actually.
And yeah, Deegan is ahead. He
Oh,
has
Deegan
a
is
bit of a
ahead.
margin.
Yeah.
Now, last lap, Adam faster through the chicanes, I would say. Deegan going through his part of the track also nicely. And now it's the last loop around the circuit. Will Deegan take the win? Oh, he was a bit scruffy through the chicanes there, but now it's going into the last corner. They are side by side.
Yeah, but Deegan has the inside. Will he do it? Will he do it? Oh, he does it or not? Does he win it?
Let
Does
me
he
see.
pull-
He won by half a
Oh,
tenth.
he pulls one on the Super League champion. Oh,
He
this will
wins
be
by half a
very
tenth.
interesting. But it was really close. So will we?
It was really close.
I think we potentially will go to a decider if Adam Maguire can win the second one. But oh, this is a little bit of an upset already. So yeah. Well, yeah, not that surprised, but yeah, maybe a little bit. But yeah, halfway you saw already that he was quite decent.
Yeah, Deegan had a big lead over Adam into the halfway point, but then he messed up the outside part of his last lap, and that could have cost him the victory in this run. But he pulled it off. I would say that was a bit lucky, but you know he got the start. He
Yeah,
made the lead in the first place, so
yeah,
to win
totally,
against
totally
to win against
deserved, and yeah,
yeah to win against the Super League champion, that's something you can be
hmm
proud of.
he can be very proud of. But of course, he's not yet through to the second round, to the quarterfinals. We need to wait for that.
Yeah, we're waiting. Warm up is up for the drivers. They have, I think, 2 or 3 minutes now
Yeah.
to prepare for the second run. Clinch it now with a clean sweep and go into the quarterfinal, or can Adam Maguire come back and tie it up with 1-1 and into and final run that will decide who will go into the quarterfinal?
Yeah. Let's watch them both testing a bit. The question now remains: will Adam Maguire take a bit more, yeah, risk in the first lap to make sure yeah, he will be closer to Deegan? What do you think?
I think Adam might have saw what he did wrong, and maybe he will practice the start again, but I'm not sure if he will do that now. Or maybe he just knows the mistake he made and he knows how to make it right now. But we will have to see in the second run.
Yeah, we need to wait for that.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
Second one now, and what I wonder is, can Deegan get another start like that, another fast response time like he did the last race? Because yeah, I was like, his reaction time on the lights was really good, And
Yeah.
a good, like, I'm not sure if he starts with a clutch, but yeah, did quite well.
Yeah, they're all lined up. 5 seconds until the lights will go now. And once again, 1 light, 2 light, 3 light. And they're off again, and it's again a good start from Deegan, but I think Adam improved his start, but still he was lacking a bit.
Yeah, still.
They're making their way through the first part of the lap. Deegan ahead, obviously, but it's only the quarter part of the whole race. Adam has now the shorter run, and we'll see who really has the margin now. And it's really, really close
Oh,
at
it's
the
close.
last corner. They're side by
Side
side,
by
and
side.
Adam has a slight margin, but it's really, really tiny. Deegan now has to really maneuver his
Yeah,
car
they cannot
perfectly.
they cannot make any mistake. But of course, Adam needs to win this, and Deegan doesn't need to win this to have another chance at it. Oh, but
Yeah, but
he's far ahead. Deegan is quite far ahead. Can he do it? Can he blow a
Deegan,
knockout punch to Adam Maguire? That would be the sensation of the evening already, I think, and maybe from the whole tournament.
here comes
Oh,
Maguire. He's ahead a bit. Oh, it's gonna be close at the end, but
oh,
Maguire takes the
Maguire!
win
Oh, so it's
and
now
ties it
one
up.
each. That's
It's
nice.
1-1.
So decided, but still, it was close. So this is not Adam's game, not yet. Of course, he made it even now, but oh, it's still, yeah. Also for Deegan, he can still do this, and yeah, maybe some people thought like, oh, that Adam Maguire against Deegan, oh, the Adam will easily go through, but yeah, no, he needs to work for this very very hard.
So now that that they're tied up, Adam
Yeah.
had the faster race time and has been asked if he prefers to start on the inside or the outside. Adam chose the inside,
Yeah.
so he thinks that inside is faster on the start because obviously we have the cold tires at the beginning. We don't have a warm the formation lap, so we start with cold tires, and I think the inside is a smart choice because it's a slower corner. You need less grip, and obviously, you know, it's gonna be a lot better if you start with a cold tires on the inside than on the outside because outside is a long corner into a into a chicane. It's kind of a hairpin, so we'll have to see who will win the third race of Maguire versus Fairclough Duel.
I think it all goes about the start of Adam. If Adam can produce a better start he did at the first two, then I think he will be very close to go to the next round if he at least makes no mistake. If Deegan can pull off another excellent start, I think he will give himself a very good chance of
Yeah.
going through. So I think it might be already decided at the start because I think the rest of the race they're quite even. So yeah, we will see that.
So drivers have 20 more minutes of warm up and we will go into the race session. And Adam with good luck Deegan, you got this. So Adam is rooting for Deegan to win against him. Maybe some we'll see some race fixing.
Nah, that will not happen. But yeah, I think those two have good respect for each other, and
Yeah.
Adam, of course, wants to win. But yeah, if Deegan wins, I think yeah, well,
It'll be a
from our
sensation.
people that beat him, I think Deegan would be the best possible outcome for him. In
Yeah.
terms of, oh yeah, well, accept it. Well, of course, our true winner will never accept defeat, but yeah.
they're now gridded up, and the lights are gonna go now. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, and they're away.
Again.
Deegan again with a better start. And goes nicely for a chicane. Adam Maguire runs over the grass on the exit of the hairpin. And Deegan is out far ahead in the quarter half, but now Maguire has a shorter run.
He's a light year ahead. Oh, this is interesting. Let's see how far they are if they when they come up to for the halfway point.
Maguire slides in the first corner of the outside part. They're now coming into the last corner.
Deegan
It's close.
Ahead. Oh, not.
Deegan's ahead by not a lot. It's still very, very, very close. But yeah, we'll have to see who will not make mistakes or just be better than the other one. Deegan again with the lead over Maguire in the first part, but now it's the last part. Who will win this race? Maguire again slides into the first corner. He hits the wall. That might be the round for Deegan.
Another wall. Oh, this is so close. It's so close.
It's very close, very close.
Deegan will do
Deegan's
it.
Ahead.
Deegan will do it. Deegan wins. Deegan wins, and Adam Maguire has been knocked out of the race of champions. And Deegan, the 40-year-old wonder child, is to the next round. We didn't expect that, and this is Race of Champions. You can make name for yourself, and that's the nice thing. And oh, we didn't expect this, but yeah, this was amazing, right, Simon?
Yeah, that was very, very, very close.
A huge upset, but it also was very close, and I think both did really good. But yeah, those starts from Deegan, I think, yeah, he did it all there. And I mean, consistently, he was better off the line. It was not like locked into a good start, but he just
In all runs, he was better at the start, so he had the advantage from the start in all of the runs. So Maguire only had, the uphill battle in all of them to make to bridge the gap in the races. But Deegan took it for himself and won the second race and goes into the quarterfinal. We still don't know who he will face, but it's gonna be either Matthew Williams or Alessandro Quinte. So, Super Cup champion and a very strong Super League Lights driver who was fighting with Colin Spark for wins. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. But right now we have another matchup. It's gonna be David Yount versus Owen McGaugy, and they also don't. They also, if either of them wins, they don't know who will be against them in the quarterfinal, because it's gonna be either Maciej Młynek or Liam De Wall.
True. I will actually be leaving for like a couple of minutes, so be right back. Stream is just online. We'll be back soon. Give me a few minutes, and hopefully I will be back for the next race. I think so.
Okay, I'm gonna continue with commentating then. Looks like David Yount is on the server already, and he stays in the pits. But it was a really close matchup between Adam Maguire and Deegan Faircock. I think it was one of the best matchups we had this Race of Champions. Now David Yount on the track making some preparation laps, and Owen is nowhere to be seen on the server so far. He still has about 4 minutes to join, more than 4 minutes, and we'll see if he can make it. Now David Yount is preparing for a test start for the race. Looks like a good start. but he bangs the wall after walls afterwards. He might have to work on that. And still, Owen is nowhere to be seen. I don't know where he is. Maybe he has a problem or something. He is in the Discord voice chat as David Beyond crashes into the wall. And there he is. Owen Magaugi joined the server. But yeah, I think it's another close matchup. David Yond, a Super Cup driver in 2020, he did pick up a win if memory serves me well. Owen Magaugi, a strong contender in Formula Challenge, he was fighting for wins. I don't think he won a race in Formula Challenge, unfortunately, but he was really close doing so. So I think it will be another close matchup, but we will have to see who will prevail. Both drivers now on the track. Owen choosing the Mystery Machine livery, while David Young chooses the Goodwrench livery. Goes a bit more classy, like a classical livery, while Owen chooses a more wacky, I would say. Like, it's not an ordinary livery, but those are the liveries if you want to recognize who is who. And now they still have about 1.5 minutes until warm-up ends and the first race begins. Owen Magaugi currently with a faster lap time, but David Young, his lap was on a practice start, and now he comes through the finish line. He is 2/10 behind Owen, but maybe he just made a mistake. I don't know. He still might improve his lap, but Owen improves his time. Owen running a 36.6 while David Young is on a 36.8. But oh, David touches a wall there. I don't think that will be an improvement. Or it was. It is. He improved a little bit. But so far it looks like Owen has more pace than David. "30 seconds left in the warm-up now. Those are last second preparations. After the 30 seconds, they will have 30 seconds to line up on the grid, and the race one will begin.
Well, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah. So I'm now back on the stream as well. So we're going to see who will win for
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel
David
leave
against
the grid
Owen.
now.
Yeah, I think this will still be a very close one. I could see, yeah, both of them doing pretty well. So yeah, could be Owen, could be David. Of course, that's pretty easy when you've got two drivers. But yeah, will it be the veteran David or the more rookie driver of yeah, Owen? Let's see.
Owen did have a faster
Yeah.
time in warm-up by
Yeah.
2/10, but David might just make a mistake. It's 3 lights, and it's the 4th light. Away we go. Owen has a slightly better start.
Yeah, the thing is with David Jones, he is very annoying. That is, if he needs to perform, he most of the times does perform. So that's for any rival you are from him. That's really difficult. Like, he can do that little bit extra when it's needed. So let's see if he can bring that today in this track with this car. Ooh,
Oh, Owen hitting 2 walls in the chicane section.
another one.
Another one. But they're still side by side. It's head to head coming through the halfway
David
point.
is ahead a little bit.
Marginally ahead.
Yeah.
But let's see how it will play out. David going nicely through the outside part of the track. Now switches to the inside. Owen is a little bit behind, but we'll see now. It's the last part of the race. Can Owen make up the gap
Oh,
he lost? Or can David pull it off? Or will either of them make a mistake? The last corner, Owen is ahead. And I think,
Owen
yeah,
will do it. Owen
it's
wins.
race 1 for Owen.
Yeah.
He was behind in the halfway point, but then pulled it off in the end. Good job from him.
So, match point already for Owen, but can he do it again? I think this could be a potential tiebreaker as well, because David was quite close. It's not like the gap is not that big, so very interesting.
Looks like Owen is quicker, but he, I think, is more prone to mistakes. So maybe they will play a part, or maybe I'm just wrong, and just the walls he touched at the beginning of the race were just a one-off thing, and maybe he will pull off a clean sweep.
Yeah, the thing is, you saw how he hit the walls because we were on board. It was like, it was a lucky hit, like it just helped him a bit, yeah, on track. And then, yeah, were minor hits, so yeah, it was just, I think, purely on the edge of the track with the car. So yeah, very interesting to see if he can, yeah. If he can win another one and then go to the quarterfinal.
Yeah, drivers have 1 more minute of preparations, and none of them have times yet. I think Owen is the first one to cross the line with 36.5. Now David is coming. What will he post on the table? It's a 36.7. It's 1.5 tenths slower. They, I think, have 1 more lap of warm-up. Let's see. Can either of them improve? Owen doesn't improve his time ahead of the race. David is coming through the last corner, and he also doesn't improve. That's interesting. Well, we are now going into the race session, and again, looks like Owen has the pace advantage, but maybe the more experienced David will put his experience to use.
It was quite close, so we shall see what he actually will do. Will he win it now or will he go out? Place your bets.
So now both drivers are now lined up on the grid. 6 seconds until the lights are turned on. And it's 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, and they're off. It's an even start. It was really close on the start. No one got ahead of anyone. Owen with a clean run in the chicane section. David as well, very clean through his inside part of the track. Now Owen on the inside slides a bit onto the grass, but it looks like it's the preferred line for this section. And here comes David. It's really close on the last corner. Looks like Owen has the margin though. Now we're going into the second part of the race. Owen through the jump now ahead, but David now has the faster uh, run to the finish line. Owen wide on the entry, tightens it up on the apex and goes nicely through the hairpin. David is now coming through the jump.
Close.
It's gonna be close on the final corner. Looks like Owen is ahead though,
Owen is ahead.
and yeah,
Yeah,
Owen
Owen
wins
wins
it.
it. Owen wins
Clean
it.
sweep. Clean
Yeah,
sweep for Owen, 2-0.
that's our David jumped out, and Owen advances to the next round, to the quarterfinals. And who can he possibly meet? I believe it will be the
He will,
winner. Yeah, the winner of Machem Linek and Liam de Wall. So interesting. Very interesting.
but now the next matchup is Matthew Williams against Alessandro Quinte.
Yeah,
Whoever wins this matchup is gonna face Deegan Fairclough, who just defeated the Super League champion. So it might be a tough opponent for both of the drivers there.
yeah. I must say, I think this is one of my favorite second round races. Williams against Quintai, because we saw it yesterday. Both of them were really quick with the radical, and oh, it's not only they were quick, but also the way they were driving it. It was pure speed, and actually this should not be a second round, but maybe a semi-final or something. But yeah, they meet in the second round, and it will be very interesting to see who will clinch this one, and yeah, comes up against Deegan.
Yeah, I will have to leave you for like 2 minutes now. I'll be
Yeah,
right
no
back
problem.
shortly.
No problem. No problem at all. Actually, I've got a question for everybody who's watching. If there's anybody who wants to be interviewed and have a bit of a say about this format, just let me know, and we have a bit of a talk with you. And yeah, and we hope yeah, that you can tell what you think, and yeah, and anything what you want to yeah, tell us.
And I'm now back. Hello.
We're back. I'm back as well. So we're now seeing the training of the next rounds. I believe they're
Both
both in now.
both drivers came out of the pits now, just to get preparation ahead of the races. Maybe maybe the conditions are different to what they were practicing in. Uh, for me, for example, when I was practicing for my race, I think I set up the single player session incorrectly because it was really understeer for me, and then in the race server it was really oversteery. So it can make a difference, the conditions. So now drivers have to either uh, get used to what's on the server, or just get some additional practice ahead of their runs.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward to this one. Let's see what the lap time says.
The only lap time so far is from Alessandro Quinte with a 36.2. That's one of the fastest times we had today. And
That guy looked quick, but also Matthew Williams is.
Matthew Williams, I think, is starting his lap now. And he is now going through to the outside part of the track to start the second part of his lap. And we'll see how he compares against Quinte in this car. He comes through the final corner now to post a 36.1. That is less than half a tenth faster than Quinte. It's really close between the two drivers, and
Oh,
it looks like
Quinte crashed.
a really close matchup. So now we've got a little over 1 minute and a half left in the warm-up. Quinte looks like is the only one to practice now. I think Matthew Williams has had enough of practice and is preparing for the races, maybe mentally, or just takes a break. Quinte is still doing some laps. I believe he's finishing a lap right now.
Oh, and he's faster, I think.
He is faster.
This
He
will
improved
be
his
rough
time.
match.
He improved his time, but by I think 2/10. So now he's 1.5 tenth faster than Matthew Williams. But again, it's only a time on the warm up. But they have a race to go. In the race, there's a start that, as we saw with Deegan and Adam, can have massive consequences. And then there's the race itself, where you just have to stay consistent through the 2-lap run. Quinte really cutting the grass there after the hairpin.
Well, I'm trying to fix some some other things that I'm not saying a lot. Yeah, and we're now going for the first race. So, who will win this?
Ascension grid, with all non-essential
It looks
personnel
really close.
in and
Yeah,
out.
this is too close to tell, if you ask me. Both could go.
Yeah. I think I'd put my bet on Quinte.
I put my bet on Williams then, to make it even.
We'll see who's right then. Both drivers on the grid now. We're waiting for the lights. The lights are going on now. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, and they're off. Looks like an even start, but Williams is a bit ahead. Williams going nicely through the chicane section. Quinte is going right now. He hits a wall.
Ooh.
And and drifts a bit. I think he messed up his run right now. Williams is miles ahead. Goes nicely through the hairpin. Quinte going for the chicane section on the outside part. Matthew Williams breaks nicely into his part. Now they're coming both
Yeah,
into
he's clearly
the
ahead.
last corner. He's clearly ahead. He's more than a second behind him. But what can Quinte respond, or can Williams make a mistake? We'll have to see.
Will be
Well,
pretty hard to make up for that, especially if Williams is as fast as he was in the practice.
Williams is even more ahead than he was in the first lap. I think that's game over in this run. I think Williams has got it.
We shall see.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's got it. Oh,
he's
clearly.
miles ahead.
I didn't expect this. If you look at the training times, that was close, but this is a clear win for Matthew Williams, but he's not there yet, so yeah.
We still have potentially 2 runs if Quinte can get back in the second one. But it looks promising for Matthew Williams.
It looks very promising, and will we then see Matthew Williams going head-to-head with Deegan? It will be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, it will. Quinte again practicing before the races. I think he knows his opponent is tough and he needs the advantage. Williams is also going out. We'll see how they compare in this warm-up session. Quinte is about to finish his lap. He's going through the jump, breaking into the last corner. And what is it gonna be? Or he just started the lap. My mistake. Sorry. So I think Williams will be the first one to finish the lap. And there he comes. Williams is ahead with 36.048, and he is 2.5 tenths ahead of Quinte. Quinte made a 36.297, so it looks really promising for Williams. He's really ahead of his rival in pace. But we saw Quinte making a lap in the first warm-up session. He also made a 36.0, so he might match his rival in the second run. But we'll see now, as race is about to start now.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
There we go. Drivers are lining up again. They're both on the grid now.
Yes, the white car, that's Quinte, and I believe the red with blue car and a lot of other colors is Matthew Williams.
Yeah. So the lights are going on now. 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights. And away we go. Williams with a better start. The lights held us a bit longer this time. They both go cleanly through their sections. Williams going through the twisty section now. He deals with it very well.
Oh, and Quinte had a tail sweep, so he had a bit of a drift. Oh.
Now he goes.
Yeah, Matthew Williams is
He
quite
went wide.
close. Yeah.
Now we'll see who has the margin. They're coming into the halfway point, and looks like Williams. Williams has the margin. He did a bit of a drift into the last corner, but he has the gap. Now he just has to maintain it. Quinte pushing to the limits. He leaves skid marks on the track. Oh, and he goes wide again. I think Williams might have got it because the gap on the
Halfway point.
halfway point of the second lap was a lot smaller. There comes Williams.
Yeah.
He's ahead into
He's
the
ahead.
entry.
He's ahead, and he wins it.
He wins the second
Whoa.
run. It's a clean sweep once again.
Yeah. So, Matthew Williams advances to the quarterfinals. Alessandro Quintai is out. So, all Italians are out, I believe.
And
with that,
Matthew Williams will face Deegan Fairclough in quarterfinals.
interesting.
I think that's gonna be one of the most interesting matchups
Yeah.
today.
Well, what I want to see is in the next car if Deegan can produce the amazing starts he did before. If
Yeah.
the next car we will use will not be the Volkswagen or the Radical. If that car will allow a start like that or not, so it will be very interesting. But we've got one second round to go. Let's see.
Now it's going to be Maciej Munek versus Liam DeWall, the lucky loser, as some sports call it.
Yeah. Lucky dog. Oh no,
replacing Patrick Roszak, who couldn't race today. We'll see if he can make the redemption, or will Maciej Munek take it to the quarterfinals and face Owen McGaugy.
Yeah. At least Maciej won the race into the server from Liam DeWall, so that's the first for Maciej.
Yeah, but we could say he was facing weaker competition. I don't wanna like say to Remco Zoo that he's bad, but you know, Maciej Munek versus Remco de Zoo, I could hardly see Maciej Munek losing it.
Yeah.
With all respect, Remco.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Remco is I think a bit more of a rookie who actually did a pretty good job. But yeah, Maciej is such an all-round sim racer that it's very difficult to beat him, and yeah, I think he will be one of the favorites for tonight as well. And let's see what he can do against Liam DeWall. Liam DeWall you can always recognize, because if there is a yellow car in, he will most likely go for that.
Yeah.
And
so
this car looks a lot of the Cenobite car he raced in the whole year. So yeah.
You know what Liam's livery reminds me of?
What?
It reminds me a bit of I don't know if I remember the team correctly. I think they raced in 2018. Epic Racing Team. They had they had a similar.
It's a bit like that, or an old Jordan F1 car from the 90s or the beginning of the 2000s. It's a very iconic livery, and then we go to the Maciej Munek car, and it's another mystery machine.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people love Scooby-Doo, so but that's okay. Let's see who's faster at the moment, and I think it's Liam at the moment.
Yep, Liam making a 36.4 against a 36.5 from Maciej Munek. The times are quite slower than from the matchup we just had.
Yeah.
This might be interesting coming into the final stages of Race of Champions. Maybe we'll in the final it will be that you know, one of the drivers is massively faster than the other. But I digress. Maybe it's just, you know, they're trying to hide their true speed. But of course, the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and finals will be done in different cars. Is that right, Menno?
Yeah, they will all be
Yes.
done in different cars, so will be very interesting.
Yeah, we still have the Megane, we still
Yeah.
have the stock car, and we still have USF 2000
Yeah, and
car.
all three cars need a different way of driving. So yeah, that will be very interesting.
Especially in the USF, because in the USF
Yeah.
you have a chance of flying off the bridge.
Well, if you can fly off the bridge, but it's all about on the driver that how will he do the bridge? Will he how will he jump it? Will he go full throttle or will he brake? Yeah, there are different ways to go fast with the USF 2000, and that's very interesting of that. Yeah.
10 minutes left in the warm up, and we will go into the first run of this duel. Maciej Munek finishes his lap, and we're
Attention
now going
grid,
to the
all
race.
non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
Waiting for the cars to line up the grid.
Liam is already waiting on his rival, and there he is. We're still waiting for the lights. They should come up now. Yep, there they are. 3 lights. 4 lights, and they're away. Liam looks like has a good start.
Yeah.
Uh,
He wanted to nearly to jump start it. I just saw his front tire roll really a little bit, and yeah, it was fair.
but
Oh,
Liam goes wide. It goes wide in the twisty section on the inside part. Now they switch parts. When Winnick on the inside, the wall now goes into the twisty bit of the outside part of the track. Now goes over the jump, and now we can see who has the margin. They're coming very close into the final corner. Looks like Liam's ahead, but Winnick has more speed. They're side by side. This looks very close. And now Winnick comes over the jump. Liam, will he make the same mistake? No, he didn't touch the wall now. Winnick looks, I think the gap looks bigger now, but maybe Liam can pull it back into the final corner. He now goes for the jump over the bridge. Winnick now comes for the penultimate corner. They're side by side again.
Liam is ahead,
It's
but
really close. Winnick is ahead.
gets it.
Winnick gets it.
Gets
Done.
it. So that's
That was
Poland.
really close. That might be another matchup that will need a tiebreaker.
Yeah, Poland 1, the Netherlands 0. So yeah, looks a bit like soccer. But hopefully for Poland, now Poland wins.
I really do hope so.
Yeah. Waiting for the second race now. But yeah, this was really close.
Yeah, it really was close. Makes only the second and maybe the third race more interesting and more exciting.
Yeah, I can see this will be a tiebreaker.
Yeah, the drivers are really close. The only way one can prevail over the other is waiting for a mistake from the opponent, as it's so close between the two drivers. They're now going on their practice laps. for the second race. Liam's gonna be the first one to complete his lap. What is he gonna do? He's going through the final corner now, and he does a 36.4. It's an improvement over the lap from the first warm-up session. Matthew Munich beats him by 300ths. That's really, really, really close. I think it's gonna be tiebreaker.
Yeah, it could be.
Or
a
or
tiebreaker.
Munich will pull it off by a small margin. But I think it's the closest matchup we've had so far. Liam now improves his time. He's a 10th faster than Winnick. Winnick doesn't improve, so it looks like Liam has better pace. But as we saw in the first race, he skidded off into the barrier in the first lap. But I think he learned from it. He will not go fast into the corner on the first lap on cold tires. And maybe he will take the advantage
Attention grid,
there.
all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
Drivers now griding up.
Yeah, and this for Liam de Waal. This is the one he needs to win, otherwise he will be knocked out again. He would then be the only guy that is knocked out twice in this. Yeah.
Well,
Race of
he will either be the one who gets knocked out twice, or either the one who lost in the first day and wins the final.
Yeah, true.
But I think we have, no offense to Liam, but I think we have faster drivers. They're off now as the lights go off. They're side by side again. But yeah, judging from the warm-up laps, Quinte had a 36.0, which was 3/10 faster than Liam. Liam skids off into the barrier again on the last corner of the first part. Munich might take advantage of this. He now goes into over the jump into the final corner. Liam completes his part of the lap. They're again side by side, but Liam now has the outside part. He will be faster through there, but Munich has the advantage for the halfway point. Now Liam can't make a mistake. He can only count on a mistake from Munich. He touches the wall, but that might have helped him carry more speed. I don't know. Liam now goes to the inside. He needs a good set of corners. And hope that Munich doesn't have
it's really close. It will be really close.
It's really close. It's really close. Munich over the jump. Liam.
Maciej has him.
I think Munich, yeah, he's ahead.
Munich has it. Munich goes to the next round, and Liam de Waal.
Yeah, yet another clean sweep.
Yeah, another clean sweep. I didn't expect that actually. But it was really close again. And
yeah,
Liam de Waal does a friendly tap. Yeah, so yeah, he is out again from the Race of Champions. Again. But that was our second round. So 16 drivers. Now we've got 8 left. So.
Yeah, so now we have the quarterfinals, and I'm just gonna run you down through the matchups we have. We have 4 matchups, so in the quarterfinal.
Yeah. And I see the car.
Let me just get a schedule. So the first pair will be De Vries versus Thomas Harvey.
Yeah.
Then we have Frank Hemming versus Chris Butcher.
Yeah. And you see the car? Which car we're going to use?
Not yet.
It's the Megane.
The Megane. This will be interesting. Some drivers said that the Megane is the hardest car to drive, so that might require the most skill in this set of cars we have. It will be really interesting. But coming back to the schedule, after Hamming and Butcher, we have Maciej Munek and Owen McGaugy. So again, an experienced driver against Owen McGaugy.
Yeah.
Maybe he will defeat another one. And then I think the strongest matchup of this quarterfinal, Deacon Fairclough versus Matthew Williams.
Yeah. Agreed. Will be very, very interesting. We've got our first again already on track, and that's Sven.
Sven, he spun out of the pits. That doesn't.
Currently looking at the searching for the best camera.
He's coming up cautiously from the pits, but he's out. He's going.
We're
Of
now
course,
on board with Sven. Yeah.
Sven is known from getting adapted to a car quickly. That's why many of the drivers in the GPVWC community predicted him for the winner of the whole
Yeah.
Race of Champions. But it looks like he struggles a bit with the car right now.
I think that's general how the car works. So he's just finding that limit. He's just searching for grip.
Yeah, this car, in my opinion, is even worse than the stock car. The stock car was driving pretty nicely,
Yeah.
even though it's a twisty track.
But that's actually a good thing, I think, because yeah, you will now see the real drivers. Yeah, the real fast drivers you will see against the lesser drivers. Oh, also was RV spot.
Looks like I've been disconnected for a minute, for like a couple of seconds. Hopefully that won't happen again.
But you just see we're now on board with Thomas Harvey. They really need to work this car in order to get it around, and yeah, I think it's very easy to make a mistake with this car, and yeah, it will be very interesting.
Yeah, it will be very interesting. I'm just getting on the server because I got kicked out of it. Yeah, but hopefully that won't happen again. And so far Thomas Harvey has the only time, but now Sven beats it by 1 second. That is a lot.
Yeah, and we're now on board, and we just see the difference in driving style. I think we saw, yeah, Sven is a bit more tidy on his wheel, while Thomas is more like playing with the wheel, a bit more drifting. But I think Thomas can go quite a bit faster than his current time.
Maybe it's just because he has to get used to the car from driving the what did we just have?
You mean the BMW?
Yeah,
the
the
Fun Cup.
VW. Sorry, I forgot.
The Fun Cup, yeah. This is a
Yeah.
whole different car, and I'm not sure, but I believe this is a rear-wheel drive or a front-wheel. I think it's a rear-wheel drive, actually. But actually,
And
I'm not
mid-engine.
sure. Yeah, so this is a whole other car, and I think it's quite a bit heavier than the Volkswagen. Has a lot more power than the Volkswagen, so it's very different and much more difficult.
Sven improved his time again. Now he's 1.5 seconds faster than Thomas Harvey. It really looks promising for Sven right now, as Thomas struggles with the car. He can't get to grips with it. They still have 2 minutes of preparations before the first race. But yeah, already seeing, I think Sven will win this unless Thomas pulls out something special.
Well, we're not on the race yet, so
Yeah, but just looking from the warm-up laps, Sven is a lot tidier.
yeah, that could be true. But we shall see in the race.
One minute to go in the warm-up now. Thomas Harvey improves his time, so
How much? With how much?
he's only losing 4/100ths to Sven. So we might have a close matchup.
Interesting.
Sven improves again. He's now nearly 3/10 faster than Thomas, as Thomas drifts through the outside section of the track. And Thomas completes his lap, and he doesn't improve. It was a second slower. But now Sven finishes his lap. They still have 20 seconds of warm-up. I don't think Thomas Harvey will finish this lap, but yeah, it's looking close. But I think Sven might be the faster one of two.
Yeah. We shall see about that. For now he's got the faster lap time. But I think we saw it earlier. You also need to have a very good start.
Yeah.
Maybe the driving of a 14-year-old sim racer, and especially the launch, will have made some people think like, hey, how can we make our starts better? And maybe some people are currently working on that to at least gain some more time out of the start phase, and that can make the difference. While we're waiting for the first round of this quarterfinal.
And the drivers are now. Well, we should be going into the race session soon. I don't know. Well, the warm-up's going longer than usual. There might be some technical problems with the server, or race director Tom Parker needs a bit more time to prepare the race.
I'm not sure. Is it protocol? I could ask. I'm going to find out. I'm going to mute myself for a moment. I'll
Okay.
be back if we start the race.
Mic off.
Quite slower than Sven, but maybe he will pull it off in the race. The pace shown in the warm-up is not everything, but from looking at the driving of both drivers, I think Sven has it more under the control to take the win. Now, 2 minutes on the timer of the warm-up. We were supposed to, usually we were going on 5 minutes, but we're 3 minutes over the time. I don't know if there's different
Mic
rules in the
on.
quarterfinal or
Yeah, we give, I believe, them a little bit more time. So I think we will
okay.
start in 1 or 2 minutes when the warm-up is done.
Okay, so I didn't have the information. I think it's a wise choice because they just hopped into the car. The announcement that the Megane is the next car came after the last race of the the heats before the quarterfinal, so they had a little time to prepare. Especially those two, because they're the first one to drive. And now Thomas Harvey will be starting on the outside, and Sven will be starting on the inside of the track. Thomas still doing some laps, trying to improve, find the time he's losing. "30 seconds left in the warm-up session.
We're still on board with Thomas, and you see him working the car. We're seeing his steering wheel in his hands, like which input he does, and it's looking quite good now. I think the first few laps were a bit more all over the place, and I think now it's much more tidy.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
Race session now, so drivers have 25 minutes now, 25 seconds to grid up. They're already on the grid, but still 20 seconds.
But we're staying on board with Sven for the start. But now looking at Thomas Harvey's car.
The lights should be going now. And we have them. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, and they're away. It's an even start. They both go cleanly through the first set of corners. Harvey now goes to the last corner. I think he braked before the jump. He's not quite confident going full throttle there.
That can be a tactic, of course, to not to like wanting to risk too much with a possible jump.
Now Sven going to the last corner. So is Thomas Harvey. Looks like Sven has the advantage. A small advantage, but still. He just needs to maintain the gap he has over Harvey. Harvey now going again over the jump very cleanly. Sven keeping close behind him, but now he has the shorter run. He can gain back what he lost in the halfway point of the second lap, and he's very much ahead. He is going to win this run of the quarterfinal.
That's interesting. So 1-0 for Sven. And yeah, can he go to the semi-final? That's the first one. We'll see that in the next couple of minutes. But looks good for him.
Yep, drivers have 2 minutes now for the warm-up for the second race, or is it extended as well?
I think we will go quite soon for the second race, I think. But I'm not the
Okay.
race director, so I'm not sure.
Looks like Sven is warming up his rear tires.
Yeah. Is he warming up the rear tires or is he practicing the release of the clutch?
Oh yeah, he might be also doing that. He lets he lets Harvey by. I think Harvey will be practicing normal laps. Actually, they both go for the lap, so we'll see who still has the pace advantage. As Sven crashes into
Sven
the wall.
crashes. Nice. He's finding that limit even in this Megane car, so yeah. That's I think also Sven. He just wants to know where the limit is of his car, so he tries to go over the limit and then crash. But yeah, I will not do that in the race, I think. So yeah, that's how Sven works.
Thomas
He goes
Harvey
for
with
another. Yeah, Sven.
Thomas Harvey with a 34.9.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we see Sven do another practice start, so maybe he thinks he can win sometime there.
Now 20 seconds to go until we go into the race. And we should be switching to the race now.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
So can Sven do another clean sweep?
Another clean
And-
sweep. Did he do all the races in clean sweep? I think so at the moment. So it will be very interesting if he can do it again this race.
10 seconds until the lights will go on. Drivers waiting for them. And there they are, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights. They're away. Sven looks like the practice starts paid off because he was ahead.
Yeah, only marginally. So it will be very
But a margin
interesting.
can win.
Yeah, a margin can win.
And
Ooh.
Sven nearly loses it after the jump.
Ooh.
He's more reckless going over the bridge. Now Thomas Harvey going over the shorter path. Will he
He's quite
have
close.
an advantage? It's
Thomas
close.
Harvey.
I think Sven has the advantage going to the
Yeah.
halfway point. Harvey drifts around the last corner a bit. Now Sven going over the jump. He's going full throttle, I think, through that. And he looks to be miles ahead. But we'll now see. It's the last part of the race. Will Harvey catch up to Sven? Will Sven maybe make a mistake in the last stages? No, it looks like he has everything under control.
Yeah,
He's
Sven
ahead.
has, got everything under control and he wins it again.
Another
So,
clean sweep.
Another clean sweep. Who can stop Sven de Vries tonight?
I don't know.
So he won, I believe, 2-0 from Josh Downard yesterday. Did beat 2-0 Michael Francesconi in the VW, the Volkswagen, and now wins in the Megane from Thomas Harvey. So Sven de Vries is our first semi-finalist, and he can meet or O Magogi or Maciej Mlenek. Very, very interesting stuff. So who's up next, Shimon?
Up next, we have Frank Hamming versus Chris Butcher. This might be an interesting matchup.
Interesting.
Frank Hamming already joined the server. He is going to drive a red to yellow gradient painted car.
Yep.
Chris Butcher Also on the server, he's going to drive a dark blue
Yeah,
car with yellow accents.
very funny. If you look at the paints, both have names. So one says P. Schrothorst, which is a Dutch driver, and the other says Jeroen Schrothorst. So both, I think, are related and are driving in real life, and the paint is based on that. So McGregor paint for Chris Butcher, and the what is it, cam oil paint for Frank Hamming. So
Interestingly, Chris Butcher does practice starts just like Sven. Maybe he's looking for the advantage as well.
yeah, I think they just know that they can make the difference there. And everybody they now face in the in this round, in upcoming rounds, everything needs to be right in order to go and advance to the next round. So I think that's a bit of the thing. If one thing is not right, then you will lose your round and you will be kicked out. So yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah, you gotta make it count while you have the chance.
Yeah. What you already see is that Frank Hamming and Chris Butcher are much faster up to speed, because I think offline they tested a bit already, so they now joined online, of course. Already looks to have much more feel than when we saw Sven and Thomas Harvey into the server, because then, yeah, they didn't know for long it was them again.
Yeah. So now warm up is finishing. Or it doesn't. Actually, no, it doesn't. Sorry, it's gonna end in 2.5 minutes, so they still have more than 2 minutes to practice. So again, longer warm-up for the drivers. But this time they have 5 minutes less, because they had time to practice when the first duel was happening between De Vries and Harvey. So, yeah, drivers making last minute preparations. Chris Butcher in the first place with 34.5. Frank Hamming second place, 34.7. He's more than 2/10 slower in warm up, but pace is not everything. He might pull out something, a better start, a better mid game for the race. Maybe he will make less mistakes than Chris Butcher, but Chris Butcher already shown he defeated Liam DeWall. He also defeated Haiga Poom. We'll see who will come out on top of this duel. This duel will promote one of them into the semi-final, and they will either face Deegan Fairclough or Matthew Williams. So it's getting tougher and tougher to get into the higher stages of the Race of Champions. 1 minute to go in the warm-up. Frank Hamming doing another practice start.
Yeah, if you need to put money on one of the drivers, who would you put money on?
That's a good question. I think I would put it on Chris Butcher.
Yeah,
I think
I would agree on that. The guy is really quick in these sort of cards, but we shouldn't count out Frank Hamming, because the guy is really quick. And, yeah, maybe Chris Butcher is a bit of a favorite here, but yeah, favorites can be beaten. We saw that earlier today, so we shall see. I give Frank really a good chance of actually doing so, but we shall see in the next couple of minutes.
We should begin the race now, and we are there. 30 seconds for the drivers to grid up. Chris Butcher already waiting for his opponent on the inside part of the track. There's Frank Hamming on the outside. But let's see who can win this battle. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, and away they go. Frank Hamming, a marginally better start, but slides into the first corner. He might have lost that advantage. Chris Butcher also slides in the hairpin.
I
And
think you want to slide this car if you want to go fast with it. So you see a lot of tail, wobblies.
oh, Hamming with a drift under the bridge. It really takes a lot of skill to control this car. Hamming hits the inside wall on the outside, and Butcher has the lead going into the halfway point. Hamming now going over the jump. He's ahead, but Butcher now has the shorter path. Will he steal it? He touches the outside wall coming out of the last corner. Hamming drifts almost sideways through the hairpin.
He's really giving it all Hamming. But I feel
Chris
it's
Butcher.
not enough. It's not enough.
Chris Butcher looks ahead, and he wins by quite a margin. So it's 1-0 for Chris Butcher, and he now has the match point.
Yeah, light favorite, and now wins the first race. Can Frank get it back? I think it will be really hard because he looked pretty good and pretty fast, Chris Butcher. Makes me wonder, Sven de Vries didn't lose any race up to now, but I believe Chris Butcher did the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're one of the strongest. They're the strongest drivers we have here, I believe. But we can't deny other drivers. They're also pretty quick, and you know that even the strongest can make mistakes, and they can give a win to the less experienced drivers or even the slower ones.
Yeah, it's not only about being the fastest in every car, it's also about making the least amount of mistakes, because if you want to go fast in a certain car, you cannot do everything right, but you can, if you make a mistake, if you, just make sure, if you make a mistake, that it's a little mistake as possible, and you might get away with it.
So yeah, 1 minute and 10 seconds left in the warm-up for the drivers. They're trying to find the limit of the car, getting an advantage over the other one. So far, Frank Hamming looks to have a better time, but you know, the time isn't everything, but it gives you a pace advantage. Frank Hamming stops for his practice start. Chris Butcher doesn't decide to make a practice start. Now Frank Hamming still going on the track, but we only have 8 seconds to go. Actually, Chris Butcher also comes out of the pits for a practice start. And we will now go into the race.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
So, will it be another clean sweep for Chris Butcher? What do you think, Shimon?
Well, he showed in the first race that he can stay consistent over the race. length. But you know, Frank Hamming, he looked fast in the second warm up. He might get it back if he just goes through the corners in the right way. There are the lights, 3 lights, 4 lights. We are away. Chris
Say-
Butcher looks to have a better start.
Yeah, it was really close.
Drivers are going now. Chris Butcher going over the bridge. Frank Hamming coming through the penultimate corner. Chris Butcher looks like he has a bit of a margin, but it's really hard to tell if they're only halfway through a lap, because now Frank Hamming has a shorter run and he's coming over the bridge. It's really close. He nearly loses it on the on the landing, but Frank Hamming is ahead. Frank Hamming
Look
is ahead
at
of Chris
that.
Butcher.
Oh,
It's gonna be really
Frank
close.
nearly lost it. He's giving it all. He knows it is his chance. Oh, and look at Chris Butcher. Oh, the commitment over that jump with this car. Oh, they're really
Chris
going
Butcher
for it.
nearly lost it on the landing, but now last part of the track, the drivers are giving all, and Hamming over the jump looks to be ahead, but
Is
now
he
the
ahead?
last corner, Frank
Oh,
is ahead.
He does it. He does it. Oh,
Frank
we go
wins.
to a decider. Ha ha.
It's
Look
another
at that.
tiebreaker of the night.
Look at that. Wow, that's really cool. Because yeah, who will you put your money on then? I think after the first race, I thought it was Chris was going to the next round, but yeah, look at the fighting spirit of Frank Hamming. This is very interesting.
I think I'm still gonna put my money on Chris Butcher.
And
I've-
depends.
I've-
What I want to see is who of
But-
the two had the faster lap time, because I believe that one can decide who is starting inside or outside. So, would like to hear who actually had the faster.
Frank had the faster race time, actually. He chose the inside line. He chose the inside part of the track. So
Interesting.
I think the theory of the inside is faster for the race start is actually true. And we'll see if Frank Hamming can use the advantage that he thinks he gains from the inside. Drivers are practicing again. 1 minute to go in the warm-up. Drivers are pushing it to the limit and doing some practice starts in the meantime. So, Chris Butcher comes over the line to make a 34.7. Doesn't look like a fast time. Now Frank Hamming comes over the line. A 35.8, a 1 second slower lap time. Maybe he just made a mistake or something. They still have half a minute to finish their laps. But you can see that Frank Hamming is pushing. He's pushing. He wants to advance. Now he did a slide into the first corner of the outside part. Chris Butcher now over the line. He doesn't improve his time. Here comes Frank Hamming. He spins the car in the last corner. So we didn't get to see his lap, but now the tiebreaker starts. Who will win, Frank Hamming or Chris Butcher?
Non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
Very close. I actually don't know. Could be. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, Frank could be Chris.
It might be even closer than Adam Maguire and Deegan Fairclough.
Yeah, I guess so. So pretty interesting.
We're now waiting for the lights. And 8 seconds until the lights show up. And there they are. 3 lights. And we have 4 lights. Away we go. Chris Butcher again, advantage at the start. They go nicely through the first set of corners. Hamming drifts a bit. Power slides. should I say. And Chris Butcher ahead, but he had the shorter run. Slides a bit in the last corner, but now, what can Frank Hemming do?
Bit of a
It-
tail wiggle from Chris Butcher. Sorry, Frank Hemming.
Yeah, but now they come into the last corner. Looks like Chris Butcher is ahead, but they're going for the last corner.
Oh,
They're side by side.
Side by side. Oh,
This is really, really, really close.
really
This is a
exciting.
tiebreaker. This is a tiebreaker I was waiting for from those two. Chris Butcher now ahead, but who will prevail?
I've got no idea.
They're now coming through their corners. They go nicely through them. Didn't see a big mistake
What
from
might be
any
Frank
of them.
Now. Might be Frank now.
Yeah,
But
Frank.
Chris can take more exit speed. And
Frank
it's
takes it.
Frank
Frank
takes it.
takes it.
Oh, knocks out
Wow.
Chris Butcher. Oh, another upset because I think Chris Butcher was the favorite for a few, but Frank Hemming up to the semi-finals. Oh, what a matchup! And what
Yeah,
a result.
Frank Hemming
And he
taking
will,
back,
yeah.
recomposing himself after losing the first race. It was a match point from there, and he had to win 2 races, and he did.
Yeah.
Good for him. He advances into the semi-final. But now we got a matchup between Maciej Munich and Owen McGaughey. Those two are gonna battle it out for the place in the semi-final against Sven de Vries.
Let's see who will that be. I think a lot of people would say it will be Maciej as a Super League driver and a former Formula Challenge champion. But yeah, Owen showed a lot of pace in the previous rounds, so yeah, we'll give him a good chance of actually beating Maciej.
Yeah.
It might be as close as we saw now.
Mm-hmm. And I will have to leave you for a moment again.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No
I'm gonna
problem.
be back in a minute.
No problem. Maciej already is in the car, so we're finding a nice camera. Let's just get this camera. I'm going to mute myself as well. We'll be back in time, and in the meanwhile you can hear some natural engine sounds.
Mic off.
And I am back. So far in the warm-up, looks like Maciej Munich has a faster lap time, but maybe Owen just hasn't put together a fast time. nonetheless, it looks like it's going to be an interesting matchup. And Super League driver versus a a uh, a Formula Challenge driver. Owen McGaugy, he was very impressive in Formula Challenge. He was fast. Maybe he will find the time to beat Maciej Munek. We'll have to see. 1 minute left in the warm-up. And yeah, Owen driving cautiously with this car. When he slides, he drifts a bit. Yeah, looks like Maciej Munek has the upper hand, but we'll have to wait for the races. Maybe Owen is just hiding his true potential as he improves his time, but still 4/10 slower. Maciej Munek says he's not feeling good about this car. Owen says he doesn't feel good about this car as well. But it looks like Maciej has a pace advantage so far. 5 seconds left in the warm-up, so we're gonna go into the race shortly.
Attention grid, will all non-essential
There we go.
personnel leave the grid now.
Mic
Waiting for the
on.
drivers
And
to
I'm
grid up.
back. I'm back. Well, you could hear I was unmuting my microphone because you wouldn't hear a sound. So
Waiting for the drivers to grid up.
another McGregor car for Omogogi. Maciej in the Mega.
There are the lights. They are off. It looks like Maciej Munek has a better start. He goes cleanly through the first set of corners, so does Owen McGaugy. Owen McGaugy goes over the jump full speed. And he's ahead of Maciej Munek, but now Maciej Munek can gain the time back because he's on a shorter path. Can he retake the lead in the halfway point? It's close. There was a wiggle on the landing. It's close.
Ahead, I think.
They're side by side. It would have been a photo finish if the race ended now, but that's it. Now we're going to the second lap. Owen coming into the last corner. He has the lead. It looks bigger than before, but now last part of the track. Can Maciej take it back from Owen? Owen going nicely through his section. Maciej, again a wiggle. Owen with the faster line comes across the line to win the first round of this matchup.
No, is it Owen or is it Maciej who won? It's Maciej, I think.
Oh, sorry.
It's
Oh,
Maciej.
I messed up delivery. Sorry, it's Maciej who won.
Maciej who won.
Sorry, I'm
we
sorry.
saw it, and it was also, I believe, Maciej who had the better start, or was that Owen?
Yeah.
No. I think it was Owen who had the better
Owen,
start.
Owen had a better start. I mixed up the delivery. Sorry,
Yeah, well, that's
the names didn't show up for
Yeah.
me for some reason.
so. Maciej wins the first one. Will he then be the one that goes head to head with Sven de Vries in the semi-final? We'll find out soon.
Now drivers are preparing once again. They have 1.5 minutes left in the warm-up. I'm gonna remember now that Maciej Munek has the McDonald's delivery. and Owen McGowie has the McGregory livery.
Yeah.
But it looked close in the first race. I really thought that Owen could have got it, but Machi just had the faster line through the last corner and took the advantage of that and won on the last straight. But now 45 seconds left. Can the drivers squeeze out a bit more of the performance? Machi looks to be sliding a bit, but he has the better lap by 6/10, nearly 7. Maybe Machi just has better speed in this car. 10 seconds left in the warm-up. Drivers are out of the track. They see that the time is running out, and now we're going
Attention
to race
grid,
2.
all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
We will see if Maciej can go to the semi by winning this round, or that if Owen can make another tiebreaker.
We'll have to see about that, but 7 seconds for the drivers to group up. There's Maciej on the
7
line.
seconds away. 7 seconds.
1, 2, 3 lights. 4 lights, and they're away. Looked like an even start, but we'll have to see who will be better in the twisty sections.
Oh, look at the jump.
That was a massive jump. Owen slided wide in the last corner and goes wide again into hairpin. Maybe that was the strat to carry more speed. I don't know. But Machi now coming through the jump. Looks like he is ahead, and
he's ahead.
yeah, he has the gap in the halfway point. He just now has to maintain it. Don't make any silly mistakes. As Owen now goes wide in turn 1 and compromises his run for turns 2 and 3. Now, goes on the grass.
Yeah.
Goes on the grass.
Yeah.
And that will cost him.
Maciej is already ahead, and
He's ahead on the halfway point.
that's not.
And he has the
look good for
shorter
Owen.
run. Can only hope Machi flips or something on the jump. He doesn't do that.
Maciej already
wins.
know. Yeah, Maciej will go wins, but he already know at the halfway points he had a big margin, so it's Maciej who wins.
Machi advances to the
Smile to
the
camera,
semifinals.
Maciej. Yeah, and that's Owen out at the quarterfinals, but still I think Owen did an amazing job getting that far, and yeah. He did beat, let me see, Sandeep Singh and David Junt. So that's not bad.
Yeah. But Machi Munich now will have to face Van der Vries, the
Yeah.
favorite of everyone in the Discord. Well, maybe not everyone, but the majority. But now we have the last matchup of the quarterfinal. It's Deegan Fairclough versus Matthew Williams.
Interesting. Very interesting. Waiting for them to join the server. So the semi-final, I believe, will also be a best of 3, while the final later this evening will be a best of 5 races.
And Matthew Williams is already on the server.
Yeah.
He's in a white car with a lot of yellow accents and also a touch of green and pink on the side skirts. And I believe, yeah, Deegan Farkov also joined the server. He's in a fully white car. with some yellow sponsors. Will be interesting to see who of those two will advance to the semi-final and face Frank Hamming.
Who's your favorite here? For this semi? Or for this, sorry, quarterfinal?
I think I'd put my money on Matthew Williams just because he has the experience.
Yeah.
And
And the
this
age,
car
yeah.
is tricky.
Yeah, I think
This
he's
car's
got
tricky.
the experience and yeah, just been there, done this much more already than Deegan did. Like Deegan is still pretty new to it, but yeah, Deegan has it in him to surprise and yeah, if he would knock down and knock out Matthew Williams, then it would be amazing, and it can happen, guys. I mean, he knocked out the reigning Super League champion, so yeah, let's not underestimate Deegan. But yeah, this will be very, very interesting. Oh no. Oh Lord.
Two and a half minutes left for the drivers to get up to speed with the car. Last minute preparations ahead of the first race. It's going to be interesting to see who will win. I think Frank Hamming might already be practicing one of the two cars that are left on the lineup.
Yeah, I think he needs to do that in order to yeah, have a chance, of course.
So it's either gonna be USF 2000 or the stock car in the semi-final. And I gotta say, seeing a stock car around this track is gonna be pretty funny, especially in a race situation.
And I believe it's the fastest car around here.
Yeah,
because the stock
it
car
is.
is quite like quite bulky and quite
It's powerful,
yeah,
but
it's really powerful. I believe
it's still nimble through the corners, as I was
yes.
testing.
Yeah, but I believe the car has 800 horsepower or something, and it's much more than I think a lot of cars. So it will be very interesting to see what they can do, and when we will use that car. It will be the semi-finals. Will it be the finals? Yeah.
1 minute left in the warm-up. And so far, Matthew Williams is ahead of Deegan Fairclough in times by nearly half a second. Again, the same pace advantage we saw in the matchup between McGaughey and Winnick, and De Vries and Harvey. They both got defeated in I think a clean sweep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only the Chris Butcher and Frank Hamming duel was very close. But who knows, maybe Deegan will pull out something in the races. Maybe he's just hiding something in the warm-up. 8 seconds to go in the warm-up.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
There we go, we're in the race session. 30 seconds for the drivers to come out of the pits. They're waiting until the last moment. It seems Deegan is out. So is Matthew Williams. There are the lights. 3 lights. 4 lights.
And Deegan again with another lightning response, but Matthew Williams did a good job as well.
Yeah, but it looks like Deegan is not that far behind, but it might be that Matthew Williams is a bit ahead, or Deegan's ahead, who knows? They're now coming into the last corner of the first lap. And they're side by side. It's really close. It's a side by
Oh,
side.
they're really side by side. Oh,
Really side by side through the halfway point. Now Deegan Fairclough going into the twisty section while Williams going over the jump. And ooh, a bit of a drift from Williams. Now Deegan has a shorter run. He will now go for the jump. Who'll be ahead? Deegan's ahead in the last corner. Deegan is gonna win the first race.
oh, it does. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Will he knock down another one then? Well, he's on match point. I think he knows that. So, Deegan wins the first round. Yeah.
This is really interesting to see.
Yeah, this is really interesting because I think a lot of people expected, yeah, Matthew Williams to win this, and yeah, Deegan now won the first round. Let's see if he can win the second one as well.
Deegan now can relax a bit, but still he needs to push to get the match point and advance to semifinals. But it looks close. Looks close. Drivers now have again 2 minutes of preparations in the warm-up. Both going out for laps. And now we have 1 minute left. Both drivers yet to set lap times in the warm-up session. Deegan is the first one to cross the line. 35.0 is an improvement over the first warm-up session. But there comes Williams with his time. What is he gonna do? Coming through the final corner. A 34.6. It's again 4/10 faster than Deegan, but last time Deegan won the race, even though Williams had the pace advantage from the warm-up session. So this will be very interesting to see how it will play out. We have 13 seconds left in the warm-up. Matthew Williams pulls over. Deegan still prefers to drive around a bit, get a bit more prepared.
Attention,
But we're advancing to the
non-essential
race.
personnel leave the grid now.
We shall see if it now will be Deegan again, or will be Matthew Williams. I think the start will be telling. If Deegan can produce another lightning start, and I think it's his to lose.
Yeah, the drivers, the lights should be on soon. And there they are, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, away they go.
Again, Deegan had a lightning response time. Whoa.
Deegan with a very good start. But now it all comes down to who's gonna make a mistake or who's gonna be slower.
But you already
Deegan-
made a mistake.
Deegan looks to be far ahead. But we'll get a clearer picture now as Williams comes over from the shorter run, and Deegan's ahead. Deegan is
ahead.
massively ahead. But now Matthew Williams just has to like go flawlessly through the corners and hope that Deegan messes up somewhere. There comes Deegan through the last corner. He looks even further ahead than before.
Oh no.
He
Wow.
might have just got it if he nails the last part. There comes Matthew Williams through the jump. There's Deegan. Deegan's again ahead.
Oh, he
And
will do it.
out. Deegan's gonna take the
He
second
will
win.
do it. And he's in
Ec-
the semi-final. Knocks out Adam Guy and also knocks out Matthew Williams.
Yeah,
So,
a clean sweep for Deegan
yeah,
Fairclough.
and this is not what I expected. I expected Deegan, well, actually to do quite well, but I think Matthew was the favorite. But now, yeah, he takes a 2-0 win. Very, very interesting.
Now we're waiting for Tom Parker
Yeah,
to announce the car for the semifinals.
and I believe the first semi-final we will see is that one from Mathieu against Swen. It's the first semi actually we will see, but we're waiting for the car.
Yep, we're waiting for the car. Tom was typing something in the Race of Champions chat, but it disappeared. And it's the USF.
Yes, the USF 2000s.
So that means it's gonna be the stock car for the finals.
Yeah.
And Sven de Vries and Maciej Munich are asked to go on the server. So that's gonna be the first semifinal of the night. Deegan Fairclough still on the server.
Yeah. He's very exciting.
Now he left. We're good. Now Sven's waiting for the red lights to go off,
Yeah.
so he can do
We're-
some practice
We're
laps. And there we
currently
go.
watching him and following him. So
There we go.
while I'm now learning all the cameras, let's see. Luckily, this car has a lot of good camera points. So, what do you think of this car, Simon? very interesting
it doesn't have a lot of grip, to be honest, for a open wheeler. But it did handle pretty well. You have to kind of balance it, because it does have understeer, but then it has a bit of oversteer. At least in my case, it had.
Yeah.
And then there's the jump, where I think it's the first time the drivers are braking for.
Yeah, it will be very, very interesting to see what they do with the actual jump.
Yeah,
Will
because
they brake or not? Yeah.
because if you full throttle the jump, your car will just go vertical, and you can just hope that you're gonna land in the right direction. Sven now practicing some starts, and the same does Maciej Munich.
So yeah, from what I've heard is we'll give the drivers to have time to practice until the end of the warm-up. So now asking you, how long is the warm-up, Shimon?
It's still 8 minutes and 45 seconds, so
we give
we're
them-
gonna sit here for a while.
Yeah, we give them until then. Actually, I've got quite a nice story about this car actually, which Sven is driving. I believe this car is a car driven in real life by Clint McMahon, and Clint McMahon actually is a real life rival of Sven de Vries, because Sven de Vries is driving in the USA in an amateur class, yeah, sometimes, and I believe Clint McMahon, who actually drove this USF 2000 car, is one of his rivals, and yeah, I believe that's why he wanted to drive this livery. So actually quite funny yeah, to tell that.
Yeah, that is a good story.
And I believe they're actually Clint McMahon, I believe, might be a bit like friends with the team of Satellite Racing, which we of course know from the Super Cup Championship this year and the last like 7-8 years. So yeah, quite a good story. I think Sven knows this car maybe already a bit, but yeah, I'm not sure how he will do on this track. And then we've got Mache in another car. So yeah, this is a Mazda powered car. So it will be very, very interesting. Well, I'm going to mute myself for a few minutes. I will be back in 3-4 minutes. In the meanwhile, yeah, Simon, you can just talk, and yeah, we will have just a footage of them driving.
Alright, so far Maciej Munich is leading the standings for the warm-up. He's 1/10 ahead of Sven. Maciej Munich with a 33.4, while Sven is doing a 33.5. It's really close between the drivers. I think it's gonna be a close fight between the two, because it looks like they're matching each other pretty well. And I'm looking at their other laps, and they're also pretty close. Sven 33.8, 33.6, 33.5, 33.6. Maciej Munich 33.6, 33.4 now. Improved the time. Oh, sorry, he didn't improve. I made a mistake. Sorry. 33.6, 33.7. So it looks like they're evenly matched. Like, even if Machi made a faster time, he lost it a bit in one of the other laps, but they're lapping around the 33.6 mark. I think it's gonna be one of the closest matches. I know we've said that, me and Menno, a lot of times this night, but this actually looks like a close match from looking at the times. Sven's still doing laps. He's already on his sixth lap, even though the races are 2 laps, but maybe he just wants to get the practice in. Maciej Munich came into the pits and will resume lapping now. 4 minutes 40 seconds remaining in the session, and I'd say we have a pretty interesting set of matches ahead of us. Of course, the driver who will win the 2 races between the two will advance to the final, which we already know is gonna be in a stock car. And yeah, this is going to be interesting. Still 3 minutes 45 seconds to the end of warm-up, and it looks like no driver is improving at the time. Still the same lap times we saw from the beginning of the session, but still looks very close between the two. And actually we could see Sven actually doing the jump a bit faster, not braking for that as much. Kind of flew there. So Maciej, they're driving very cleanly, not like the other cars. Maybe because this car is more precise than the Megane or the Volkswagen Fun Cup we had. But yeah, Sven still second in the warm-up. Still the same gap. Actually, Maciej Munek improves his time. Now it's at 2/10 gap. But Sven now starts his lap. Maybe he will improve now. But it looks like Sven. Oh, he drifted a bit and banged the wall there. Now that's not going to help him. But the jumps. Looks like he is trying to take them faster and trying to fly there. Maybe he figured out the strategy for that. Maybe he knows how to deal with the jumps. As we have 1 minute and a half to the end of the warm-up. Sven is the only one to practice now, but Maciej Munek is coming out of the pits now for his last set of laps in the practice. Maciej doing a test start right now. And Sven doing some laps. Maciej Munek also jumping and flying a bit through the bridge, so I think they're gonna be a bit more reckless going through the jump. And we have 45 seconds left in the warm-up. So the drivers now should be ready to go, because the set of 2 or 3 races will decide who will go into the final.
Well,
It's either
I'm back. So yeah. How long do we have until the start?
it's 10 seconds
10
until
seconds.
warm-up ends.
This will be a very interesting race again. Will it be the American, or will it be the guy from Poland? Who's your favorite here, or is there not even a favorite for you?
I mean,
Simon?
look, it looks pretty close. It looks very close, but
Attention,
just
all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
because I'd like to support my country, I'm gonna put my money on Maciej Munek.
Yeah. Well, then I will go for Sven because yeah, he's still half Dutch. Well, yeah, he moved to the United States, but of course born a Dutchie. So we shall see. I think this will be a pretty close one. So we shall see how it will be, and let's see if they can have those lightning starts in this car.
Okay, 3 lights now. Then lights are on. Maciej Munek gets a better start than Sven, but we'll have to see who will have a better run now. Sven goes over the jump, flies a bit. Maciej Munek not so far behind, but the cars are lapping faster now, so the gaps I think should be smaller in the quarter point of the lap. Now they're coming into the last corner and they're very close, but Maciej Munek has the lead. They're going through the halfway point. Maciej Munek on the inside. Sven going over the bridge now. And Sven going for a flight again. Maciej Munek looking even closer than before, it seems. But now it's the last part. Sven on the inside. Maciej Munek going over the jump now. And who will prevail.
I think it's Maciej.
Last corner. Maciej has the advantage, and he comes across the line to win the first race.
Yeah, and yeah.
Driver's doing a bit of crashing after the finish line.
Don't do that. You need to do a second race. But yeah. So early lead for Maciej. Can he do it? Can he go to the final? Would be something. Of course, he's I believe, the second seeded guy of this championship. But yeah, we shall see. Still quite close. So.
It's really close. The second warm-up starts now. The drivers have again 2 minutes to practice before the second run in this duel. And I have to say the race was very close, but Maciej had the edge over Sven. But maybe
Yeah.
Sven can pull that back in the second
Yeah.
race.
To be fair, Maciej had the edge whole season. That's something to think about. But yeah.
Drivers doing their laps. So we can again compare Sven again going wide in the heavy braking zone. After going under the bridge.
Yeah, what I now wonder, Sven lost now the first race, but what can he now do to change and to beat Maciej now? Can he look back and maybe jump even faster over the jump, or less fast? What would you do if you would have lost the first race, but it's really close? What can you do in those 2-3 minutes to do better? Is it just looking back the race and reflect what went wrong and try to do better, or can you change something in those 2-3 minutes?
I think if you made a mistake in a race, then you shouldn't do it, and you should practice not doing the mistake. But if you think the race was okay, you didn't do any big mistakes, some like small, like a wiggle or something, then I think you should be looking at where your opponent might be gaining, or something like that, or as you said, maybe do the jump quicker. But I don't think that would be the case. They might overdo it and just fly completely vertically and lose it.
Yeah, in order to make up time. Yeah.
So now the drivers are gridding up again. Sven is on the grid already, waiting for Maciej.
On board with Sven, looking around this beautiful stadium.
And there they are.
Gala National. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
There are the lights. And away they go. It's a better start for Sven.
Yeah, Sven had an initial better start. So I stay on board with him for a while.
But now, let's see who will dominate in the middle part of the race. Maciej is ahead, but he had the shorter run. Now Sven will have it, and we'll have a better picture of who is on top in this race, in the halfway point. Sven now going over the jump, while Maciej is navigating the chicanes, and it's tight. Sven is ahead, but minimally. They're side by side going into the corners, and now it's a game of who makes a mistake or who doesn't. Maciej again ahead, but again,
Sven
shorter
needs
run.
to win this, and Maciej doesn't need to win this. That's the difference. So
yeah, Sven might throw it all in the last jump. Looks like he went for a jump, and
yeah, he's ahead.
He's ahead.
Oh,
Sven is going to tie it up.
Tiebreaker for Sven de Vries. Yes, this changes everything. So, but who was faster of the two? Who can decide where they want to start? Is it Sven or is it Maciej? I think this could already be a mental advantage if you know you did a faster race.
So we got a message from race director Tom Parker, and it was Maciej who had the faster race time by 2/10,
Okay.
and Maciej chooses the inside. Again, the driver that has the choice chooses the inside.
Yeah.
So now, again, 2 minutes of warm up, and we have the final run. Who is it going to be? Sven de Vries or Maciej Munich going into the final? Sven doing a practice start, I presume now, and Maciej is going for a lap, I think. Or maybe he just drove around to his grid spot for the race. Yep, he's stopping on the inside, so he's going to practice his start. And we have 1 minute to go in this semifinal, in this warm-up, sorry, and we will have the last race of this matchup in the semifinal. It's gonna be either Sven or Maciej who will go into the final.
You see Sven drifting behind Maciej. He's just really pushing.
Yeah. I think Sven really wants it.
Yeah, I think Sven mentally tries to to do already some battling with Maciej.
Yeah, on the same track.
Yeah. Actually, it's very good to see what everybody is fast. Like, you see Sven is a bit of another line than Maciej does. But they will be very close. So yeah, I have no idea actually who will win it. That's how close it is.
Yeah, it's really close. Oh, that was a big one for Sven.
I thought he would
I
land
think
on
he's pushing.
Maciej. Yeah, I thought he would take out Maciej, just land on him, and yeah.
So we're going to the race now.
Attention grid, will all non-essential
And
personnel leave the grid now.
it's really exciting. I don't know who's going to win. Now 20 seconds to grid up. Sven's again waiting for Maciej.
Singer Corporation. Hello, somebody here?
And there's Maciej. With 4 seconds to go. The light should go now. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights. Away we go. Maciej has a better start, but Sven now has to navigate the chicanes. Now Maciej goes into his twisty part of the track. It looks as close as the first race, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Oh,
But Maciej
hits
touches
the wall.
the outside wall and now slides. Oh, I don't. It doesn't look good for Maciej. Now they're coming over into the last corner, but Maciej's still ahead, I think.
Oh, it will be very close.
by,
Oh,
by a small margin. Last lap.
Last lap,
Who
yeah.
is going to get? Who's going to get it? Sven going over the jump. Will he go for it maximally? Nah, he goes for it safely.
Still for Maciej
And
to lose, I think. Maciej is still quite close. Needs to be something special from the Vries because I still have the feeling Maciej is ahead. Well, yeah. You shall see.
now Maciej coming over the jump,
Yeah,
and it's really close. It's really close at the
Yeah, Maciej will do it.
exit.
Maciej will do it. Yes.
Maciej gets it.
Maciej gets it.
2-1.
So, Sven de Vries knocked out, fan favorite out. Maciej Mlinek goes to the final. So, a Polish guy in the final. That's really exciting news. So, who will he face? Will it be Frank Hemming or Deegan Fairclough? We will see in a minute.
So yet again, Deegan Fairclough against an experienced driver. Will he take out another one? Frank Hamming's already on the server in a red USF livery, it looks like. While Tegan is still joining the server, it seems like.
Yeah. Let's wait for Deegan, and then we shall see who will win it.
Tegan still not on the server. 4 minutes to go in the warm-up. We only have Frank Hamming practicing. And now whoever wins this matchup is going to go into the final against Maciej Młynek. The final is going to be the best of 5. So it's going to be longer than usual. Tegan now joined the server. He's again in a white car with some red accents. So you know who is who now. Red car is Frank Hamming, and the white car is Deegan Fairclough. Frank Hamming drifting into the inside hairpin, and Frank Hamming setting a time of 33.6. But I believe we can do a faster lap time, maybe. Deegan now on his lap. Oh, and Deegan crashes into Frank Hamming.
Yeah, that's something you will never see in the real Race of Champions, but we had it here, like already a crash between the two semi-finalists. So yeah.
Yeah, something unusual to see.
Yeah.
But no hard feelings, I believe, for the drivers. It's just an unfortunate incident. Now, we have 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the warm-up. Still Frank Hamming, the only driver to set a time of 33.6. We're still waiting for Dingen's time, which was interrupted by Frank coming out of the pits. But I believe both of them now started their laps. Frank Hamming coming over the finish line on the outside now. Deegan finishing his lap. Actually, sorry, my mistake. My game was delayed by 20 seconds. Now I should be live. Deegan Fairclough, 33.4, 2.5 tenths faster than Frank Hamming. But maybe Frank Hamming can pull out something. He is coming over the finish line now. And it is an improvement. It is a 33.4. They're half a tenth apart of each other. Another close matchup, I would say.
Yeah, and you know what I like? We now have the USF 2000. It's so amazing that all those drivers, they need to drive a lot of different cars the whole time, and yeah, they are quick in all different kinds of type of cars, and it's yeah, really good to see. If you saw how the Megane was and how
Yeah, now Deegan doing the jump and nearly losing it on the landing. I think he's doing some Sven tactics of jumping. But yeah, 30 seconds left in the warm-up.
Oh, well, Frank crashed.
Frank Hamming.
Yeah, he crashed.
They both crashed. Well, I guess we're gonna be waiting for the race now. Maybe Frank Hamming will only do a practice start. but that's it.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
So,
You know, now Deegan already on the grid.
yeah, he's very eager to start. Let's see how his start will be now, because this was his secret weapon the whole race. But I heard this car has quite a long first gear, so we shall see if it works.
Yeah,
The start tactic here.
if I remember correctly, the whole lap is in the first gear.
Okay, so that will
So
be
lights are
very
going on
interesting.
now. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, and lights out. Frank having with a lot better start. So Deegan
Yeah.
lost out on the start, but Frank Hamming was sliding through the first part of the track. Obviously, Frank Hamming ahead now, but Deegan now has the advantage of the shorter run to the finish line. Deegan going over the jump. Going quite fast through there, and he has the advantage. He has a big advantage.
Wow.
Now, last lap of the race, Frank Hamming touches the wall again with his rear. Not sure if that will help him, but he's ahead. But again, half a lap to go. Deegan has a shorter run. Touches the wall as well. The same way as Frank Hamming did, and he is ahead. He is massively ahead, and he's going to take the first race of the semi-final
Wow.
between them.
That's really amazing. We were on board with Deegan. You just saw the way he hold the momentum in of the car. Like when you go through all those corners, you want to have like a consistent speed, because yeah, all the speed you lose, you need to gain again. And yeah, you saw both of them working really hard. And Deegan takes the first race. Very interesting. But can Frank get back of that? From that?
Can Frank answer that? He
Yeah.
again. It's the same with as with Chris Butcher. Again, Frank Hamming is losing 1-0, but maybe he will pull it out again and win 2-1, like he did with Chris Butcher. But I think Deegan is eager to win this. He's one of the one of the most uh, eager drivers I met, because he really wants to practice to be the best. Obviously, he he had some good races in Formula Challenge, but he also had some bad luck. But he is also successful in other leagues, and he's pretty good at what he's doing. So maybe he can win with Frank Hamming and take it to the final, where he will face off Maciej Młynek. Or maybe it will be Frank Hamming as he crashes into the wall. Drivers now have 45 seconds in warm-up until the second race. Can Deegan take it? Can Deegan make it a clean sweep, 2-0, or can can Frank Hamming tie it up to go into a tiebreaker? Drivers doing last laps, last preparations. This might be the last race of semifinals. And yeah, 6 seconds left. Last lap should be done. Deegan Fairclough beats Frank Hamming in warm-up.
Attention grid, all non-essential
With the last
personnel
lap.
leave the grid now.
Now we will see it. Can Deegan advance to the final? That would be something. 14-year-old to the final, or can Frank Hamming do it? Well, if I learned one thing by being the teammate of Frank Hemming, well, nearly the whole year, is that the guy never gives up. So, wouldn't be surprised if he, yeah, if he pulls one out of the head and makes it one each.
But now we will have the lights. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights. And we're off. Looks like Deegan has a better start this time, but actually Hamming had like a better pull away in the later stage of the start. Maybe he had a special throttle technique Deegan had, but now Hamming has the shorter run to the finish line. Actually, and he actually touches the wall on the outside coming out of the last corner. Let's see, where will they meet in the halfway point?
Oh, really
Hamming
close.
coming over. He is
Yeah.
ahead
Deegan
by
makes a lot of mistakes in this lap. Oh, Hemming is ahead.
Hamming is
And another
massively
mistake.
ahead.
Another mistake.
Another
from
mistake.
Deegan.
Another.
Yeah, I
Banks.
think Deegan feels the pressure of potentially going into the final. Yeah, and he's already down.
He's Frank Hamming is ahead before even going through the shorter run. So I think this is already done and dusted for Hamming. He will tie it up if he doesn't mess up the last corner.
Yeah.
He doesn't, and he makes it 1-1 to make it an even more interesting last semi-final of the night.
But was he quicker than Deegan? I
Oh,
mean,
we'll
he
have
was
to wait
quicker
for
on this
Tom.
run, but in both runs, who was the quickest? Oh.
Deegan has the faster race time, and he again chooses the inside.
Okay.
Every tiebreaker so far was chosen. Every driver faster in the tiebreaker chose the inside today. Don't know about yesterday. Maybe it was the case yesterday as well. But yeah, Deegan chose the inside now, and again they have 2 minutes of warm up. And this is getting really exciting. It's Hamming versus Fairclough, who will advance into the final and face off Maciej Młynek. Is it the Formula Challenge driver and the Emergency Super Cup driver, if I remember correctly?
Yeah.
Deegan Fairclough, or is it the Super Cup driver Frank Hamming, a title contender in this category? And also the reserve driver for MDR in Super League Lights in 2020. So we have like a 1 series gap between them, but we can see it's pretty even between them. That shows that every series in GPVWC has its own drivers and
talents,
their own skills. 40 seconds left in the warm-up now. Deegan makes last preparations. And I think Hamming is coming out of the pits. Yes, he's coming out of the pits again. But waits this time. He learned to wait. And from Hamming does another practice start as Deegan crashes.
Yeah, he just wants to find the limit. He knows he needs to have something special to beat Frank Hamming, and yeah, he did that in the first rounds of this semi-final, and yeah, just searching for the limits, and yeah, that's good, I think.
Now we're going into the race. It is now or never for both of the drivers. Will they win? Who was going to win?
Yeah.
Deegan or Frank?
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now?
Deegan's already waiting on the grid. Frank is there now. 10 seconds until the lights go on. And it's 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights. And the 4th light is on. Frank Hamming gets a better start. Now navigates the twisty section while Deegan has a straight under the bridge. Frank Hamming ahead of Deegan.
Oh, an aggressive jump from Frank.
Yep, he's
Oh,
very far ahead.
very far ahead. Oh.
This might be Frank's run. But now Deegan goes for the shorter path. He's doing the jump. Is it going to be close? It's close. It's very close. But Frank is slightly ahead. Now who will prevail? In the second lap of the race, Deegan slides a bit. Frank goes cleanly through his set of corners. Now Deegan, will he make a mistake?
I think Deegan is closer than the lap before, slightly closer.
Yeah, but now Hamming has to go through the longer part of the track while Deegan has the jump. Will he go full speed? No, they're still side by side. Who is it going to be?
Oh,
It's Deegan!
it's Deegan! Deegan! It's Deegan!
Deegan wins the tiebreaker
Yes.
and advances to the final.
He does it again. Oh, wow. That's mentally also very strong from Deegan. Wow. Who would have thought? Well, I wouldn't give a penny or anything for Deegan in going to the final, but he did it. And how? A lot of pressure, but the inside. And you see again, when you've got a tiebreaker, the guy that chooses the inside, I believe, always won, right?
Yeah.
Winner, yeah. Very,
So-
very.
So now we will have a final best of 5 between
five,
Maciej
yes.
Munek and Deegan Fairclough in stock cars. This will be very interesting to see. Obviously, we will have a 10-minute warm up, and then after that, we will have either 3, 4, or 5 races. We'll have to see.
I've got no idea who actually will win this. Both drivers showed a lot of pace. So yeah, we shall see. I didn't expect this final actually. Of course, Maciej was one of the highest ranked guys, so yeah, he could go to the final. But Deegan, yeah, knocking out Frank Hamming, knocking out Matthew Williams, and knocking out Adam Maguire and Marco Felic. So yeah,
Maciej Munek is over.
I think Marco Felix feels much better now than yesterday when he lost, because he now sees how good Deegan is doing actually.
And we have the drivers on the server. We already know their liveries. Maciej Munek's gonna go in a black livery with red flames, and Deegan is taking also a black car, but with a lot of gray and yellow. So it's a bit of a change for Deegan. He was running white liveries so far. Now he's in a black one. But yeah, I think it's pretty easy to set the drivers apart. Not like one of the matchups where we had 2 mystery machines, I think.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Huh, let's go on board. Oh, look at this car.
This car is massive.
Yes, this car is massive. Look at this.
And we will see the fastest lap times of the evening.
Yeah, but do we see a lot of mistakes, because this car is an handful, eh? Oh.
Yeah. So Deegan bang the walls left and right. Maybe you just have to get used to the car. They still have 9 minutes. And who will be the first one to set the lap time?
That will be Maciej.
I think Maciej is on a 1. He's finishing it now. And he does so 35.6, but I don't think that's a fast time because these cars should be faster than the USF 2000 cars, and those were doing 33.4, I think. So the Maciej Munich is 2 seconds slower, but maybe the conditions are a bit different than what practice was. And then what practice was offering, and these cars are behaving quite differently. Now Machimune improving his time, 34.0, still a bit slower than the USFs. Now Diggin going over the finish line, what's his time gonna be? 33.5, and I think those are the times we're going to see, or even faster. So right now, Maciej losing half a second to Diggin. And now improving, he's now losing only 3/10 to the 33.8. Diggin completing another lap. Will it be an improvement? Yes, it is. 33.3. So it's I think it's already faster than the USFs.
Oh,
and
well,
Diggin.
Yeah, but we were on board until his crash. We just drifted a bit wide and hit the well, the boarding with I think the rear of the car. But actually, I think that's also good to see because I think both drivers are pushing really to the limit and they want to know where the limit is. Actually, you want to drive this car on I think 99.9% of your abilities, but not going over that. Yeah, over the 100% because then you will lose it. Agreed, Simon?
Yeah. This car is a beast, and if you overdo it, you're gonna pay a price for it. Maciej Munich improving his time now, 33.1. Diggin losing 2/10 to him now. It's gonna be a very close matchup, of course, because it is the final, and it's the race of champions. Funnily enough, none of the drivers in the finals are the champions of 2020.
No. One FC champion of 2017.
Yeah.
And I think another guy that can be a champion in the future. If not online, then maybe offline. So very interesting what will happen and who will win.
Yep. Diggin finishing his lap now. Will he improve the time of Maciej Munich? Yes, he does. 32.8. 3/10 faster than Maciej Munich. They're really pushing the limits. But can Maciej respond? I think he is starting his lap now. And he is. 5 minutes to go in the warm-up. We'll see who has the pace advantage in the warm-up.
Yeah, I think it's too close to tell. I think they both are really good. I just had a message from Sven de Vries who said to me like Maciej Mlinek was like really good in the USF 2000. So yeah, he had big respect for what Maciej did in the semi-final. And yeah, they both look immense quick. So I think whoever wins it will be a worthy champion. And the one that loses is still a guy which I will have a lot of respect for. Both look so so quick. Just they're just on another level than I think the other drivers today. So they should be in the final, and they are.
Yep, but who is going to win in the final? That's the most important question.
Well, I think that we will not see our whitewash. I think we will definitely see both guys winning at least one race, and yeah, we shall see.
Yep, none of the drivers improving their times in the warm-up. Still 3.5 minutes to go until we begin the showdown between Deegan Fairclough and Maciej Munek. Best of 5. Gonna be either 3, 4, or 5 races, as one of the drivers needs 3 points to win the whole final. I believe Deegan's now on the lap, and Deegan will start the first race on the outside. Deegan's really pushing on this lap, going over the jump, and finishing the lap. Would be an improvement? No. But still, it was a quick time nonetheless. It was a 32.8 again. So Deegan Fairclough shows that he not only can make a fast time, he can consistently keep putting on those times. Now Deegan is doing a practice start, seems.
Yeah, and they're both pushing so fast.
Oh.
You see them make a lot of mistakes now, but just because they want to, yeah, feel the maximum.
Yep, Maciej now doing a practice start. And we have 1.5 minutes left in the warm-up. Who is it going to be? We'll have the answer in the... How much? Like 20 minutes, I would say, right?
Yeah, I think it will take that long, yeah. So, let's give you some track side views.
Both drivers are out for the final laps of warm-up. 1 minute left.
Oh, the jump of Deegan.
Oh,
yeah, he went into the wall.
overdone it.
But that was the jump of the century. I think he jumped into another dimension there.
Yeah.
But it was like really sending it. So, will it be the 14-year-old, or will it be the more experienced sim racer Maciej Munek? Yeah, it will be very close. I actually don't know who it will be. I think it will be that close.
Well, there's 5 seconds left in the warm-up, so it's pretty much ended.
And Deegan is now the one with the faster time, so...
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
So we're now waiting for the drivers to go on the grid. 20 seconds. Deegan's already waiting
Look
for...
Look, the car of Deegan, how it's wiggling.
It's wiggling.
Yeah, I drove the car as well, and I believe it's really a lot of fun on the wheel, on the force feedback. So I think you see that.
Yeah, but
Shall
we
see.
have 3 lights, 4 lights,
Oh,
and they're away.
Deegan start.
Deegan again with an amazing start. Goes nicely through the twisty section. Now it's time for Maciej to go through the twisty bit, but Deegan makes a jump. Ooh, a little bit of a wiggle, landing, but he is ahead. Deegan now through the hairpin, a bit wide, but maybe it's the faster way around. Now Machi going for the jump,
Oh, Deegan is
and
ahead.
Deegan's ahead
Oh, after
by a
one lap.
lot. We're now going into the second lap. Deegan going for the chicanes very fast. Now Machi navigating the twisty section of his part of the track, and it's the final part. Deegan, I think he has the lead.
He's got the lead right now, but will he have it on when we go on to start finish?
Machi does the jump now, and look, seems like Deegan has
Deegan
it.
is ahead. Oh,
And it's
first win is for
1-0.
Deegan. First win is for Deegan. Oh, interesting. Interesting. So,
1-0 for Deegan.
but he's not quite on match point, but yeah, first win for him.
Still 2 more races to win
Yep.
for Deegan to win the whole thing, but he just made the job easier for himself, winning the first run. And now we have another warm-up session. Again, 2 minutes for the drivers.
Oh, look at the difference that Deegan already makes at the start. Oh, this will be very difficult for Maciej, I fear. Because, yeah.
I think Machi should figure out what is the
Yeah.
best starting technique for this car, because it has a lot of power. I
But
presume you can't just floor it.
but what I can't understand then is Deegan then much smarter that he can do it in multiple cars? Because we saw this 2 hours ago, and I know all those other people who drove today, they should have figured it out how he does it, and still he's the only one who actually does it. Or is it just his response time, Simon? Or am I now a bit too like
Well,
too
maybe it's
biased?
both.
Yeah, because if I see him doing the starts and the response time, he just takes such a margin out of like every other competitor he faces today. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe he has the margin in the reaction time, or
Yeah.
maybe he did more preparations for the starting technique than the other competitors so far. We're gonna go now into the
Attention
race.
grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
We will see.
It's the second matchup of the final. Deegan now starting on the inside.
Yeah, and will he go to match point or will Maciej make it one each?
6 seconds left to grid up. There's Machi. And we're waiting for the lights now. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights.
Oh,
We're away.
again.
Deegan again with a better start. Looks tidy through the section there. But he slides wide a bit. Machi ahead, but he had the short run. Now it's time for Deegan to show if he can catch up. Goes nicely through the set of corners. He had very close to the wall, but you know that's what it's about, finding the limit, and he's very far ahead.
Oh my
He is
God.
very far ahead.
Look at
That
him.
is more than a second. Second lap starting now. Deegan has a comfortable lead. He just has to
Yeah,
he has
just
to not make
see
a
him
mistake.
just see him on board working that car. Oh wow.
He's nearly ahead
He's
on
just
the
dancing with the
halfway
car.
point.
What can Maciej do?
I don't think Machi can have an answer to that.
I fear not. Oh, look at this determination of Deegan.
Yeah. Deegan wins the second race
Oh,
by 1.5
will
seconds.
he do it? Will he do it? He's on match point. He can now actually lose 2 races and still can win it after. Very interesting. So.
This is very interesting. Yeah, another 2 minutes of warm up. Maybe it's the deciding minutes. Will Machi find the time he's losing, or will just Deegan seal the deal and
Yeah, well, he was
take the
so
win?
much ahead, yeah, in the first 2. So I think he can, do the knockout blow and win the competition. And if he could do so, he was not like on my list of favorites. Of course, all the drivers who drove yesterday and today are very good sim racing drivers, but yeah, I think, Deegan was not my clear favorite, but yeah, he shows like that he's so good. But also Maciej, and we should not count him out. He still has a good chance, and it only needs one mistake for Maciej to get back into it. And yeah,
And
those
with
cars
1
are a
minute,
handful, and yeah, you never know what will happen. If you see like Deegan, the jump that Deegan always makes, it can go wrong at the landing, and if he lands wrong, then then I think he's in a lot of trouble. So,
but I think he might be braking before the jump a bit to make the car more stable on the landing.
It could very well
Put
be.
it, put it more on the front. And we have 30 seconds left. Maciej Munich is not on the track. Deegan is making some laps now. And those might be the deciding laps. Can Deegan clean sweep the final? That would be something. I would have mad respect for him.
Well, I would have had respect for both our finalists, and even both our semi-finalists.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
Yep, the third race is up now. Drivers are gridding up.
Yeah.
It's Deegan again on the outside. The least preferred line. Everyone prefers the inside, it seems. Maciej again waiting for the last seconds to grid up. And the light should go now. We have 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights.
Maybe the deciding race.
4 lights.
Oh, look at that response time of Deegan.
Deegan again with a better start. Goes nicely through the twisty bit. Now it's time for Maciej to do the same. Deegan is, oh my god, he's so far ahead again. I think this is the deciding race. I think Deegan might win this one. Maciej really close to the barriers. Oh, touches the wall. That might.
Yeah, but he is close. He's very close. But Deegan
He's
is
close.
ahead after 1 lap. Can he do it? Can he clean sweep in the final? Oh, it will be interesting. But Maciej is still here. The guy is really a big talent, Maciej Mlenek, so he can still do it. Deegan is now far ahead, makes a little bit of a mistake, but I think that's not too big. Oh, look at the lead. Half a lap to go. Can he do it? Can the 13-year-old, can he beat everybody here at the Race of Champions? Oh, look at this. Can he do it? He will do it. Will he do it? Oh, he will do it.
He will.
Look
He's
at
crossing the line.
He crossed the line and he wins the whole event. Deegan Verklaw. Wow. Amazing.
He is the champion of the champions.
Yeah, champion of champions. Yes, well done. But also well done for Maciej Mlinek. But wow, amazing.
That was an amazing performance by Diggin.
And the winner makes donuts like it's a real NASCAR race. But Deegan wins. Respect for Deegan.
Yep, that was something to be put against the best drivers in the community and winning. That must feel like something.
Yeah, that was amazing. Really amazing.
Diggin now drifting through the course, celebrating the win.
Look at that.
So yeah. A very good job from Diggin, winning the whole event.
And actually, we've got Tom Parker and Deegan joining us, and Maciej as well. So let's first interview Maciej Mlinek. Maciej, really big respects for you today. You were amazing. I saw amazing racing today from you. How did you see it? And yeah, of course, you're the losing finalist. How did you see it, Maciej?
I think every race that I did was pretty good. I think today there I wasn't a clean winner in a single race. It was always very close between every one of my rivals. Maybe except the second race with Deegan because I messed up.
Yeah.
But overall it was fun event. I enjoyed it quite a lot.
Yeah, well, we enjoyed it as well, and we saw amazing racing, and yeah, very good to see you as a finalist in this Race of Champions. I think you really showed what you were worth, and yeah, in all types of cars. So I think that's something you can be really proud of. What was your best race in terms of this championship? Is there any race that stands out for you, Maciej?
Not really. I could maybe say that the best car for me was the USF 2000.
Okay.
But the one race in particular, I do think there was one race that stand out in front of every other race that I did.
Yeah. Well, very happy at least to see you do that well. And let's now go to our winner of the 2020 GPVWC Race of Champions, Deegan. Are you there?
Yep, hello, I'm here.
Amazing. Well, I think I speak for a lot of people. We didn't expect this, but you just mastered every car you got, and especially your starting technique was phenomenal. Take us through all the rounds in the final. Wow, how did you do it, man? I actually don't understand how.
I don't even understand how. I was
Uh,
so nervous the whole time, but I had my head down and focused, and I somehow got to the finals,
Yeah.
which I can't believe.
And then you won the final 3-0. So Deegan, what was your favorite car, or what was your least favorite car? Can you take us up to there? Because it looked like for us, it looked like you had no car which, well, which didn't suit you. All cars suited you, but what was the best car for you?
The best car was probably the. Let me think.
Was it the USF 2000?
The Caterham and
the Radical, was it, or was it the?
yeah, that's it. My bad.
Yeah.
And the Fun Cup. They were my two favorite ones.
Yeah. So actually, we had those in the first two rounds. So yeah. Yeah, well, we saw amazing racing and a lot
Yeah,
of
it was
jumping.
fantastic.
Yeah. So
I
you
was
were,
over the moon. Over
yeah,
the moon.
yeah. So
Massive respect to. I'm so sorry that I don't know your name, but the person that got into the final as well. Massive
Maciej.
congrats.
Maciej.
No,
So,
honestly, massive congratulations
and
Yeah,
for getting to the
thanks.
final.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's it.
Anybody else wants to ask questions for to Deegan? Tom, Simon, go ahead, or even Mathieu.
I think for me everything was answered on the track and in the questions you asked.
Yeah.
I was busy coaching Deegan through it, He says he wasn't nervous, but he always was. He's a liar.
Yeah. So.
But no, from my point of view, no, it was great to watch. Obviously, Yazarding it was great to see.
Yeah.
Everyone really nicely behaved. So thanks to everyone who competed, not just for the racing on track, but for being on time, not messing around in the server, just getting it done, getting on with it. So, yeah, thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you, everyone. Massive thanks to the team Pescara and Menno and everyone that set it up and competed. Massive congratulations, everyone.
Yeah, and I want to thank everybody who was kind enough to to race, but also everybody who responded on our Discord channel. We did this Race of Champions before, I believe in 2015 and 14, and it was quite a big event then. But I think it was a very popular event this year, and yeah, hopefully we will bring this back in future years. I think this was massive success. This Race of Champions, season or those 2 days, and yeah, I think we now will end the racing of this year's GPVWC. So yeah, we will see what 2021 will bring, and we've got GPV Day coming soon. I believe it's the 9th of December. So I hope you're all around on the Discord channel or on the YouTube channel by then. I want to wish everybody a good weekend. Simon, anything to add on that?
No, I think you summed it up pretty well.
Good.
I'm just
So,
over the moon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in the shower because I feel like I've been in the shower.
You're sweating, I think. So
Yeah.
let's end the stream with those words.
Yeah.
And we will see you back all back next year, hopefully. So bye bye.